Sivga is going budget. Will it sound any good? Hello and thank you for clicking on this video where I'll be sharing my thoughts on Sivga's newest release, which is the Sivga Anser. And this headphone is coming in about $50 cheaper than the Sivga Luan, but how does it sound in comparison? Before we dive deeper into all that, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Sivga for sending this unit in exchange for my honest feedback. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties. If you've been enjoying my content, please do hit that like and subscribe button, as that will help my channel a lot and allow me to bring more content like these. Without further ado, let's talk unboxing and being a slightly more budget option to Sivga's lineup. It seems one of their most popular accessory, which is that brown booty case that it comes with the Sivga Luan, is not present with the Anser, which is sad because as much as we all make fun of the brown booty bag, it's still a nice carrying case overall. And instead, on the Anser, you have a big Sivga pouch to carry your headphones. You've got a 6.4 to 3.5mm converter and the stock cable, which has a 3.5mm connection, and it terminates in 3.5mm as well. The cable that it comes with actually looks and feels pretty good. It's got some heft to it. It doesn't feel too cheap or flimsy. It's got like a cloth-like skin to it with some rigidity. A much better feel than some stock cables that comes with higher priced headphones. I'm looking at you, Hi-Fi Man. The design of the headphones has a very retro vibe to it, at least for me personally, with a bit of a modern twist, with the squarish-like ear cup design rather than the typical oval or rounded shaped designs on headphones. It still has the dark colored timber on the cups, which is similar to the Luans, with a round grille on the silver for contrast, but unlike the Luan, it doesn't have the same headband design, and it's just a typical band you see on a lot of headphones, but it still has a bit of cushioning to it. Not a lot, but it's there. But the ear cups swivel 180 degrees, and as with a lot of Sivga's headphones, those plush ear pads. And the headphones themselves look pretty good, especially if you like that vintage headphone look. And I like how it's different from other Sivga's headphone, but it still looks good. The headphone is also relatively lightweight, so pairing it with all other features mentioned earlier, with the headband, the ear cups, the adjustability on the ear cups, and the weight of the headphone is light enough that it doesn't apply a lot of pressure on the top of your head as some of other headphones would do when they are a little bit more weighty. Look at Manny. Can't you see how much he's enjoying the experience? So diving deeper to the sound from the Anser, on Bad Guy from Billie Eilish, that note weight that comes through is strong, it's heavy, and it's weighty. There's some sub bass coming through in the presentation, but it still doesn't reach as deep as some planar headphones. It's very dynamic, and if you're looking for a headphone that has emphasis on the bass without it being too muddy or overwhelming, I think Sivga pulled it off with the Anser. You're still getting that all-in-one kind of presentation where you're hearing the background music within the same plane as the singer, and despite the bass being prominent, the mid-range is still relatively clean and clear, but vocal notes don't sound as full and is sharing the same spotlight as well, so it won't suit anyone looking for vocal focused presentations. This is another headphone that is also relatively smooth in terms of treble performance. There's a bit of roll off in the treble somewhere where trumpet instruments is pushed back in the presentation. So while there's some energy in their performance, it's still missing a bit of that openness and sharpness in its note attack, which is great if you're sensitive to treble, but anyone looking for that sparkle will not be getting that from the Anser. Imaging is quite good. The sounds are playing clearly in its position between the left and right channel. However, as an overall, it sounds like a sound bubble in your head because of how close you are with the sound, and there's not a lot of depth and sound separation to give the soundstage more of that three-dimensional illusion, and it's also not the most technical headphone, which I'll elaborate more in comparison with other headphones. All in all, I think Sivga is coming in with a very safe tuning with the Anser, and while there's nothing wrong with that considering how it'll appeal to the general masses, anyone looking for that special something or extra might look at other headphones in Sivga's lineup. Speaking of which, switching to the Sivga's own Luan from the Anser, while it does take a bit more juice to power the Luans compared to the Anser, in terms of sound comparison with the Luans, the sound suddenly opens up a little bit more, with the trade-off being the bass not being as prominent compared to the Anser. However, treble sensitive people might prefer the Anser more due to its smoother and tamer sounding attack compared to the Luan, where it has a lot more energy and a bit thinner in its sound compared to the Anser. However, details are coming through sharper and more distinct on the Luans, thus making it sound like there's more things to pick up within the soundstage, but it's similar to the Anser where it's still an all-in-one kind of presentation, but the Luans are a bit wider in its soundstage compared to the Anser. I feel in a lot of ways the Luans are a small step above than the Anser other than bass performance, so it's the option for if you're looking for something more exciting than what the Anser is presenting, but if you want that safe tuning with some bass prominence, then the Anser is the answer. So the only other headphone that is similarly priced to the Anser in my collection is also one of the most popular headphone in this price point, which is the Sennheiser HD6XX. And they are like a contrast to one another, where if you're listening to the 6XX and wanted a bit more bass presentation, then the Anser is the option, but the trade-off is the detail retrieval, because even though the 6XX is warm in its presentation, it still delivers more detail in the sound compared to the Anser, but it's also lighter in its bass presentation, so it kind of depends what you're willing to give up, bass or details, because either one of these headphones fit within that category. I've heard a lot of people talking about how comfortable the 6XX is over time, but I'm still getting a bit of clamp from it, and compared to the Anser, the plush on the earpads from the Anser is just much more comfortable right out the box. So in summary, I think with everything in consideration, from its price point to its performance all the way down to its packaging, you're getting a relatively budget entry with Sivga's Touch 2 headphones, which is to say you're getting a really good looking headphone which is also quite comfortable with a sound that would appeal to a lot of people, but might be a little too safe for anyone in this space looking for something a bit more special with Sivga's Anser. However, this is all based on one man's experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. What is your favorite budget headphone to date? Comment below and let me know, and with that all said, thank you again to Sivga for this opportunity and to all of you for watching. See you in the next video.